and welcome to the Tyrant In Training podcast. I'm Kevin Ryan, and a little disclaimer on that bonus episode that I released on Sunday featuring my really heroic parents. So it was quickly pointed out to me by my mother that I claimed Maryland was in Boston, which of course is absolute nonsense. Maryland is, of course, a state itself. Boston is in Massachusetts. So I'm sorry, Mammy, I won't let that happen again. Please love me. Anyway, today's guest and tyrant of her own island is comedian Amanda Marks, who also hosts a comedy storytelling podcast, Sis and Tell, along with her sister. Now, here's some out of context quotes from Amanda.
If another Amanda comes along and they're not nice, they're ruining the brand. You cannot call me Mandy. Death sentence. Look, the tiny attack rhinos have a mind of their own. They have to compete in a rap battle with me. You don't want to stay on my island and watch videos of my butt, then you gotta go to the island of Amanda Misfits.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter if you look for Kev Ryan Person, all one word, and you can also find this podcast on Twitter if you search for Tyrant_podcast. And if you want to look for other places to listen to more episodes of this podcast, it's everywhere, in all the places. So yeah, everywhere you can find a podcast. So you can find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and YouTube and Podbean and Podcast Addict. I have a guy yelling out a transcription of this podcast at Poets Corner in Westminster Abbey, if you'd like to listen to it that way. Please like and subscribe to this podcast and consider giving David a sandwich, please. Thank you for listening. You're ready to set up your own island, right? Do you think you'll have bumper stickers on the island?
Absolutely.
On the mountainside.
Yeah, you should. Look, I grew up with a station wagon that my parents let us put as many bumper stickers on the back of it.
Really?
And we, at the top of it, we had 49 bumper stickers. I know, it's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
It was the bumper stickers? No.
I mean, if you have loads of them, no?
Bumper stick, we would get them for free, right? Like radio stations are passing out bumper stickers.
Oh, okay. So you're just throwing any old shit up on the card. That was just a bumper sticker. Okay.
But also a bumper sticker was like, like what, $1? Like we had one that said honk if you're a nerd, right? Or
okay.
We weren't like investing in like super nice bumper stickers. It was like we would get them for free and we would just put them on the car. But that's how you express yourself. It's through a sticker.
Yeah, that's true. Oh no, I have my work laptop full of stickers, but they have to be placed right. You know what I mean? You can't just lob them on, because you have to consider when you open up the laptop, the person on the other side is looking at it.
They see them. Yeah, it's a commitment, right?
Yeah. So if with your tyranthood, do you think you're going to be handing out a lot of free things to the citizens?
Yeah, I love that they'd be small.
You're going to hand out wait, the people are going to be small. How small are the people?
Things, tiny things. People love tiny things, right? So like when you go to a hotel and you get those little free shampoo and conditioner, it's so adorable because it's small and there's less commitment because it's small, right?
Okay.
When you go and we have a store in the States called Costco and Sam's Club. They're like wholesale clubs, right? They give out samples. It's just a little bite on a toothpick, and there's something psychological about it. It could not be that great, but just getting a little sample of it just makes it delicious. I think everyone should give out samples. Samples for everyone.
Can I make a counterpoint? And I don't know, maybe this will work, maybe it won't. But do you have a favorite type of crisp or popcorn or anything like that?
A crisp that's potato chips, right?
Yeah.
So I am not a huge snack person. But if I were going to choose, it would be tortilla chips. But the thing about tortilla chips is that they come with accoutrements, right? No one's going to just eat tortilla chips like they would Doritos.
Right.
Like you need queso, salsa, guacamole. It all has to come together.
Because I'm just thinking, how many people who will say Doritos or whatever, but if you gave them a normal size bag, and then you said, or would you like the family size bag? You know, the ones that are just like twice as big, more. Nobody ever shares those. The sharing size ones, everyone just takes them for themselves, and they're much bigger.
I don't know. Would you rather have 10 tiny bags of different flavors of crisps or one big bag of the same flavor?
I would have one.
I'm just saying, I think, when you go into an ice cream store and before you commit to one flavor, you get samples. You get the little spoon and you can try everything. Now, if I could spend my time, and people love like wine tastings, right? You're not necessarily getting a full glass, you're getting a tasting of things. And I would much rather have taste 10 things and like 4 of them than commit to one big thing of it.
Do you know, I guess I should come clean a bit because I'm on this podcast, since you're the tyrant, I am just your advisor, right? Now, just so you know, your advisor then is extremely picky and does not like change. So you said there about going into the ice cream parlor. Me and my fiance, we went up to her hometown and we went into a place called Mr. Moo or something. It's an ice cream parlor, right? You can get loads of stuff in there. And when we were walking in, she said, "What do you want or what'll I get you?" And I said 99, which is vanilla. Cone vanilla ice cream, that's it. And she said, "Do you want the flake that they put into it?" Right?
Mm-hmm. Like sprinkles.
And, something like that, right? And I said, no, don't want any of that. I just want vanilla, right? Okay. So, so she said fine, and she went up to the counter, and she said whatever. She was getting something for her niece as well, so she said, "I'll have chocolate fudge or whatever, sprinkles, the whole lot." And then she ordered what she wanted, and then she went, "Oh, can I also get a 90? Can I just get a cone with some vanilla?" And the person went, "What, for a child?" And I was standing there going, "No, for a 6'1" man. That's for me. I just want it. That's me. I'm happy with it. I don't want anything else. Just give me that." So I'm okay with just having the one big thing of one flavor.
That's why I like tapas restaurants, right? Do you have tapas? Not to be confused with topless.
We
tapas.
have both, whichever one.
You get little dishes, right? Like I'd be happy if appetizers was every meal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so what a weird beginning to. You are ruling everyone in your country. You can decide what you want. I imagine
tiny things.
There's going to be a lot of free samples and restaurants and stuff like that. So, do you know what they were going to call you? What official title they'll call you?
Just Amanda.
There's no official title.
No.
Is it?
No, I'm not bougie. I don't want a title. I want to be likable, And if you have a title, then it makes you sound superior. I just want to be like, there's my friend, Amanda.
Woman of the people.
Yeah. Hang out with people.
Are other people allowed to be called Amanda?
No.
See? So Amanda is now status like Amanda. That's it.
I'm the only Amanda.
One and only Amanda.
I have to tell you, I do not like it when there's someone else with my name. I don't. No. This is real world.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what? It's because of the math class I had in high school, and there was another Amanda in there, and people would be like, "Amanda," and I would turn around, and they weren't talking to me. That damaged.
Oh my God! Did nobody ever talk to you?
No, people did talk to me. But Amanda, I did not grow up in this school system, so they'd known her since kindergarten. But I was like the new girl, so most everyone was talking to her more than me.
Was Amanda one nice?
Was she nice?
Yeah.
No,
you hated her. You hated her from minute one.
I was probably nicer. That's all I'm saying. One time, also, side note, and I know you've introduced me as Amanda Marks, but my maiden name is Amanda Goldstein. And one time on Facebook, I created a Facebook page that said, "I'm Amanda Goldstein." Okay? And you know what I did? I invited all the Amanda Goldsteins I could find on Facebook to this group. And they did not live up to the name. A lot of them were not friendly. And that's why I would like to be the only Amanda, because I have established a brand as myself. If another Amanda comes along and they're not nice, they're ruining the brand.
They're screwing it up. Well, I'm just curious, why did you set up a Facebook group for other Amandas when you have this deep-seated problem with Amandas?
Because, no, I just don't want to be mixed. Because I feel like Amanda Goldstein now Amanda Marks, but I felt like Amanda Goldstein was like this unique person, right? And that my name was a part of it. It's a part of my identity, of course, and who I am. And I'm like, other Amanda Goldsteins must feel the same way. What do we have in common?
Right.
Are we alike? Do we have common personality traits besides our name? Did it affect who we are growing up and the person we've become? So I wanted to get all the Amanda Goldsteins together just to share what it's like being Amanda Goldstein. But I'd say most people were like, why are you inviting me? I don't even know you. And I go, and just because we have the same name doesn't want to mean I want to be in your group. And I was like, well, you're not very nice and you shouldn't be Amanda Goldstein.
Be. Yeah, you're blocked from the group now. You're blocked from being Amanda Goldstein. Yeah. Okay, so you're Amanda, if anyone else is called Amanda, are we imprisoning them or booting them off the island?
No, they just have to change their name. They can stay.
Brand them with a new name.
Right. Just, or they go by Mandy. And that's another thing. You cannot call me Mandy. Death sentence immediately.
Death sentence. Right. Death by.
Do not call me Mandy. That's how to get on the bad side. What?
Death by donut, I think you said.
Death by donuts?
Yeah. Death by
that's
small
what you
portions
said.
of donuts. No, you said donut.
No, immediately. I don't think I said donuts.
Death sentence. Right. Death by.
Do not. But if we're talking about small portion of donuts, that would be donut holes. Just to be clear.
So death by donut holes if
they would just be banished.
Mandy.
They would just be banished from the island.
Okay. No death.
Okay, well, we're gonna banish them. But
where
maybe
are you banishing them to?
Some other island. The island of Amanda's.
So you have a smaller little island.
Yeah.
That's just there's nothing there. Actually, this is a good question.
Except for other Amandas. That aren't
except for other Amandas. Jesus.
Other Amandas who have refused to change their name. They get sent to an island, and if you call me Mandy, you go to that island. There's plenty of other Amandas. You can call them Mandy and see how they react.
I haven't even set up the island. You already have a gulag off in another island. Like, okay, what? Where are you? What are you calling your island then?
Oh, gosh. You know what? Branding things is like my thing, and I would have to do some research. That feels like a commitment. Forever naming an island.
Why would it be forever? You're the Amanda.
You're right. I could change it.
And change it every year if you want to.
You're right. We could. You know what? I would probably do. I would probably outsource this, right? And collect ideas from everyone of what we could name the island. Every year we could change it. So there's this. I can't remember what state this is in the United States, but they have a snowplow, and every year the town gets to name the snowplow, and I love that. And you can come up with some really fun ideas, right? So I would totally let people name the island, and it would just be whatever was funny.
So when you set up your island, and I'm just going to say there's going to be 10 million civilians living there.
How big
do you
is
want less?
Place?
It's a big island. It's a big island.
That's like, that is too big. I think 10 million people is way too much. Why did you choose that number?
I thought it was just a completely round number, 10, you know.
Yeah, but also 5 million is a round number, but also...
Yeah, you can do 5. I can get rid of the other 5.
No,
so
I don't even want million. That is too much.
Oh, Jesus, how many?
I don't want to rule that many people. That's way too much.
Oh God, like, how many people are you thinking?
Let's do like 1,000. You know,
1,000 people.
Yeah, it's an island. It's an island. I picture like, look. You could say the entire continents of America are an island, right?
That's right. Okay.
You know, like how many people live in New Zealand? Let's start.
I'll find that out right now. It just feels like with 1,000 people, like where is how are you going to generate enough money to be like self-sustaining? Or is it kind of like, well, you have billions, you know, the money aspect is fine. Yeah, 5 million, by the way, in New Zealand.
5 million. Oh, interesting. New Zealand.
Hey, if you just want 1,000 people, no problem. So there's 1,000 people on this island. And
Can
then
we just take over New Zealand?
No, that is a
Why
restriction. You
not?
can't take over country. You can set up an island. We're going to say that. Where do you want to set up your island? You can set it right beside New Zealand.
No, I don't want to have to import animals. We can just put animals on the
Oh,
island,
we're
though,
just
right?
making up. Yeah, we're just making up
Yeah.
what way it looks like. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, look, I'd like to be able to control the temperature like I can control
Yeah.
my HVAC. I'll put it that way. Can I do that on
Right.
my island?
I don't even know what that is. I don't know if we have it in
It's,
Ireland.
it's the it's the heat and air conditioning.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Can I?
yeah, why not? If you're putting that much into, like, are they all scientists on the island? They're all clever people.
There'd be a mixture of people. A
Yeah.
lot of people with engineering, science backgrounds, entertainers, teachers. It'd be fun.
Okay, we can do, yeah. So, I mean, whereabouts do you think in the world, though, you will have your island? Like, will you have it near Australia, New Zealand?
I mean, look, I'd like to look my family aside. Let's say they can come and teleport onto the island anytime they want. Maybe
you're just going straight on Fantasyland, teleporting.
Well, it's all fantasy. Look, so
yeah, fuck it. Let's just go fully on. Yeah, godlike powers from
you didn't say what year it is, and this could be 500 years in the future where we can teleport. Who knows?
Okay, 2723.
Yeah.
We're in AD.
Let's be realistic.
80,
Earth will not be around in 500 years.
Yeah,
I would say near Australia and New Zealand. That sounds like a great location.
So you're saying you're going to set up your island around between Australia and New Zealand?
I mean, look, I would have to look at a map to know if that was a good location. What's in between there? I don't know.
I don't think there's anything between.
There's a lot of sharks. That's all. I'm doing this solely based on they have some amazing animals on both of those islands, and I've really wanted to go visit New Zealand and Australia. So that's what I have in my head. It's like, then it'd be so easy for me to go visit. I'm not trapped on my island, am I?
No, you can do what you want. Yeah, no, you're.
That's very important to me.
Just to convince people to come onto your island, you're probably going to have to give it a name, though. Just instead of saying "come here" or
okay,
come to.
All right, the island of we'll call it the tiny island.
The tiny island, right?
Yeah, the tiny island.
The tiny island. That island of Amanda's, where is that situated? Is that close by, or is it far off? Or
yeah, it's not too far off.
Not too far off.
Yeah, it's about 30 miles off our coast.
Yeah, fair enough.
You can access it through helicopter or boat.
So you have 1,000 people with you on the tiny island, and then unfortunately, 9,900,000 other Amandas are stuck on this island of Amandas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they could change their name and come onto my island, but I am the only Amanda. Just like I'm the only, as you called it, tyrant.
Yes, you're the only tyrant here. Well, actually, I think you are the only tyrant because somehow you've teleported to the year 2723 and you said that the Earth wasn't really around, so there's no other countries. You're the only country that's stable in this apocalyptic world. That's quite nice first for this podcast.
Right. But we can access their animals and all of their food and natural resources.
Yeah, it's all somehow landed.
Plentiful, yes.
Yeah, just at the tiny island. There's only 1,000 apparently left of humanity at this point. You have the name of it. So how did you find the island? How did you teleport into the future? And I mean, what were you doing in Georgia as a comedian that suddenly made you a tyrant?
I fell asleep. And I was having at home, and I was having what I thought was a lucid dream.
Right.
But really, I magically was transported to this tiny island in real life.
So do you think you caused it, or something else caused it? Like, do you think you...
It's like a Lost spinoff. Did you ever watch that show?
I did watch Lost, yes. And I enjoyed it. But so
there would be access to all the TV shows also that have ever existed and movies. The whole library of them. You wouldn't have to pay for it.
Are you certain you're not still dreaming? Like you have...
That's just what I want. This is my own personal wish for myself.
Right. Yeah. It seems
I
nice so
love
far.
TV. There's this
Yeah.
museum of radio and television that's in New York where you can you
Right.
can go pretty much go do that. You pay a membership and then you go and watch whatever you want with your own headphones. This is
Ah,
like before the internet existed. You could go watch old
that's quite
cartoons,
cool. Oh,
old TV
it's in New
shows.
York. Ah. You've gone to it then, have you? Ah, nice. What did you watch? What was the first thing you went in and watched?
It was cartoons because
Yeah.
I was at NYU for graduate school
Mm.
and I majored in children's television and I was doing a thesis on a kids show that I'd come up with. So
Yeah.
I was doing some research. They wanted research in this thesis. So
Mm.
I went to the Museum of Radio and Television and just watched a lot of cartoons.
That's a good
And
day. Yeah. Good.
yeah,
Good work.
yeah.
Good
This
work
is
you're putting into that.
yeah. Now here I am, a stand-up comedian. So let's see, my degree. I have 2 degrees in television that have done me well.
They've done very well. Yeah. All right. So you're in this future that's terrible, but you have a lovely little island with loads of animals on it and stuff like that. Favorite animal?
I really, really like cows.
Really?
Yes, I do. I love cows.
Mm.
When we go on vacation, I will find cows to meet.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, when we went to Northern California and I made a Facebook post and said, "Hey, does anyone know any ranchers in California that will let me go hang out with their cows?" And my friend Ron found a rancher that
Really?
let me go and hang out with his cows that were on his land. And when we went to Ireland and Scotland,
Mm.
and all I wanted to do was see Highland cows,
Yeah.
and they,
Yeah. You're in your element there.
yeah,
Mm.
but I love a miniature. I follow all the miniature cow accounts on TikTok.
Yeah.
They're like giant puppies.
Yeah.
Cows
Yeah.
are. They're so cute. I love them. And it's hard because I also think they are sometimes delicious.
They're a bit
So
delicious. You're not going down to the field and licking them. You're like, a bit of
you taste
barbecue
like
sauce.
filet mignon.
Oh, your mother over there will be delicious in a burger.
Oh.
In between some burger buns. That's awful. That's terrible. Do you know what actually is, if you like cows, something you might like is a rhino.
Yes.
I have fed a
So
rhino, and a rhino is a cute little cow.
there is this guy on TikTok who rescues baby rhinos.
Mm.
And all he does are these TikTok videos where he's like, you just need to donate $1 and it'll pay for a bottle to feed a baby rhino. And one of my kids, that's all he does is send me these TikTok videos
Yeah.
of this guy. Like, I'm telling you, he spams me with them because he wants us to donate. But we used it as a form of motivation because he was playing basketball and he wasn't being aggressive enough
Right.
on the court.
Yeah.
So, and we wanted him to build his confidence. So I was like, every time you try and take a shot, you don't even have to get it at basket.
Yeah.
But if you just try, and if also try and get rebounds, we'll donate $1 to the baby rhinos.
There's good
Every
parenting.
time.
Yeah.
Every time. And it motivated him.
How many shots was he taking? Suddenly he's taking it from like the very back end. He's just lobbing it.
Right. He's like, well, the last game we donated, I think like $8 or $9.
Yeah.
So it did its job. It did its job. He had to be motivated by doing good for someone else
That's a good kid. That's a good.
He's a good kid.
That's nice.
But yeah, I'm all for like having baby animals all over the island, and and the moms are miniature versions of them, so they're like they're more manageable, because we can't handle a big elephant, right? But we can handle little elephants that are like the size of a medium-sized dog.
Oh God, what happens if they get too big? Do you throw them into the water?
No, they're not going to get too big because they can only grow to be a certain amount. There's no.
Oh, so you just.
They're all miniature versions.
They are. Yeah.
Right? Everything's like a miniature version of themselves. So like a rhino, they can be pretty aggressive, right? But if you're little, you just put a little like styrofoam on his horn and you're fine.
I know, a big fan of rhinos. Rhinos and giraffes are my thing, I think. But yeah, okay. Yeah, we have your little island with them. Are you going to allow those 1,000 people to vote on anything? Are they allowed to have a few senators, I guess? We'll say there's a Senate. Are they allowed to vote for 10 senators who look after, this is just look after everyday
Yes, yes, 100%, because I love to delegate.
Well, I suppose just to give you a second option, would you rather have just like an inner circle? Like you pick, these are my 10 people, or do you want them to have some form of democracy, I guess?
Yes, some form of democracy. I'd rather the people, because I mean, number one, I think it's important to delegate. Number two, I want to delegate to the right people, and the right people aren't always people that I'm aware of, right?
Yeah.
And so if I'm part of delegating is crowdsourcing, well, what do you think? Who do you think the right person is to make decisions on X, Y, and Z? And so if 900 people think, this one person is the best person to make decisions about healthcare,
right,
then they have they're collecting information, then I mean, look, I like to do research, but I'm also interested in outsourcing my research to other people.
How about just to keep in mind though, if you think of those 1,000 people who are now going to be voting, like based on, I'd say American history, maybe recent history.
Oh,
do you think voting wise, there may be some unintended fucking idiots turning into senators that you're like, oh god, they're just awful people. Like if they vote for someone who is rubbish, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter political persuasion. Whoever you think is a rubbish person, and they suddenly get voted in, are you going to go, okay, not them. I'm not dealing with them. We don't have time for that rubbish.
Yeah.
Or are you saying, fine, it's election, done?
Well, I mean, I'd have somewhat control over who's on my island, so hoping that wouldn't happen.
It's true. Actually, that's a good thing.
Yeah, we're not just going to have a lot of randos on the island, so maybe it's a little bit of an echo chamber as far as how we feel about things. Like, we don't want people on the island who hate tiny rhinos. They're not allowed.
That's true. Yes. Or who wants everyone to be called Amanda.
Right. I go, we're not for you. We are not for you. You go start your own island. There's plenty of space because there's 500 years from now, and you can go create your own island. This is tiny island, and if you don't like it here, just,
I don't
go
give
start your own.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they have to start it in the rest of the world, which is just a wasteland. But yeah, that's up to them to make something.
Make it work.
Yeah, you have to. So not really a form of election, but well, no, there is, but you'll tightly control who's allowed in. Speaking of allowing people onto your island, will you have any list of questions? For example, I presume you'll have a vested interest in who comes onto the island, right?
Yes.
So if, for example, you have a scene where I show up to the island saying, hello there, I want to join your island, what might you say to the person to gather whether they should?
I would look them in the eyes and I say, my first question to you is probably the most important, and it is, what song? Oh, that's true. But besides, after we get over, that's on the application, right? What's your name?
Oh, okay. I'm writing that down.
Right? Yes. It's like a flow chart. Amanda, sorry, bye. Change your name. Okay,
my name is Mark.
Yes, so you're good. But it's what would be your karaoke song of choice?
The national anthem.
What? National anthem?
Paraguay.
Oh, interesting. Does it have a good beat?
It sure does. I think we all know it. But yeah, it sure does.
Oh, no, I would, yeah. I mean, I would say, do you listen to Jimmy Buffett or Bob Dylan? And if you do, then you're off the island.
I've never even heard of them. I don't know Jim. I don't know.
You don't know Jimmy Buffett or Bob Dylan?
Don't know Robert or Jim. Never heard of him.
No, you're lying to me.
Couldn't tell you.
Raised in a cave. You're joking.
I was
you
raised
don't know who Jimmy
by a family of bats.
Jimmy Buffett,
Jim Buffett never.
Have you heard of the Wiggles?
That's the flu, isn't it?
The Wiggles is an annoying children's band. And I say Jimmy Buffett, who is geared towards adults, is the equivalent of the Wiggles, but for adults, because he sings about ridiculous things. Jimmy Buffett is cheesy. I don't like his music. Bob Dylan, he's very talented, but he's a whiny bitch.
He's a whiny bitch.
That being said, you know who Bob Dylan is.
I've heard of Bob Dylan, but I can't think of a song that comes to mind. But I know songs. I'm useless with music.
Okay.
But,
okay. So that being said, my husband is a huge Bob Dylan fan, and we've been married for almost 21 years. So
yes.
So there are exceptions, and I'm being sarcastic. But I need to know your karaoke song, and I probably would like to watch you perform it and see how much effort you put into it.
I would like to sing the All Star by Smash Mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see the performance around it, right?
Well, I'm definitely not going to perform it on the podcast. Ooh, unless I start a Patreon, maybe.
Okay.
But no, free version, no.
That's part 2.
Kevin doesn't sing for free.
I would let you on my island. As long as you're not singing Desperado. No country music.
Desperado. That's
that song. Yeah. That's like an overdone karaoke song.
So even the fact,
but if you choose a bad song, as long as you bring a bottle of your best tequila on the island, I would let you stay.
Okay, I'm singing a Wiggles song, but I'm bringing a small bottle of tequila.
Shit. No, sorry.
Tiny bottle. It's so tiny. It's smaller than an atom.
That's the one tiny thing I don't want on my island. Okay. The tiny bottle of tequila.
How would I have known?
It's not good.
Also, my full name is Mark Samanda. I'm not sure, is that a gray area?
Oh, if your last name was Amanda?
I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm playing the Wiggles.
No. Sorry. That is immediate disqualification.
Fruit salad, yummy.
Yes, that's like the most popular one.
It has nearly 5 million views. But okay, so people just have to be kind of decent and normal to get on the island and sing good songs.
They have to be a nice person, have good taste in music. Yeah, I would probably, it's hard with the questions because people can lie.
They can lie.
So it's more of like, here's what's going on the island. Does that sound fun to you? And you just kind of get a vibe check, right? So I don't necessarily think there'd be specific questions. It'd be more of a vibe check. Like we would chit chat.
So if I'm chit chatting with you, if Mark is chit chatting with you, but he's constantly like scratching his arm like this.
Yeah, that sounds
like he's scratching it. There's blood coming out at this point.
I would be like, this guy needs to come see one of our awesome doctors. Let's get him some ointment.
Yeah, and then he just like barks at you saying, I'd be happy to, and then just follows you. That's all right? He's still allowed on the island?
I don't know. If he's barking at me, I don't really want him on the island.
I mean, he's literally barking.
And it's not like a bit. He's not like, and that's my improv show. End scene.
He says that at the end, but he says it in a very serious voice.
I don't know. I might think he was funny to have him on the island. I'm pretty quirky. So I'd be like, all right, this is funny.
He's saying it in a Liam Neeson voice and tone, where it's just very serious. He looks like Liam Neeson. He may have been.
He's on the island. Old man crush. All my old man crushes instantly allowed on the island.
Okay.
Liam Neeson, Jeff Goldblum, Harrison Ford. They are on the island. And Harrison Ford flies planes, so.
Jack Nicholson.
He's not. No, he is not. He's not my old man crush. Sorry.
Yeah. He qualified for old and men, so I thought.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. What type of house, now that you have Mark / Liam Neeson living on the island, what type of house are you going to live in?
Ooh.
Do you want a big mansion or a big apartment? Or, I mean, you have 1,000 people, but I'm going to pretend it's a full functioning like city or whatever you want really.
Yeah. But I mean, I would say right on the beach with an awesome kitchen, something really big, with a lot of, it would be a big house, but like a party house, like it's like the house that you can entertain in. I would have people over randomly for dinners. We would do dinners at my house. Like once a week I would have like 10 people over from the community. And they'd all change. We'd have them over for dinner. We'd all have dinner together. Maybe it would be a potluck so that everyone could bring a dish that they liked. But of course, everything's tiny. They just bring little bits amount. So look, so everyone gets a little taste.
Would your house have, so, I mean, you're doing the government business at the house, right? You don't have an office in the town or in the city. Are you all work from home?
No, I mean, like, maybe there's like a social, like a community center.
Yeah.
Where I'd have an office, but it would be super relaxed. You know,
Yeah.
there'd be some
Couches
comfortable couches, and like it wouldn't feel like there wouldn't be cubicles. Everyone would get like a lazy boy. Do you have lazy boys? Do you have that brand? And
I don't think it's the brand, but like reclining seats.
reclining seat, yeah, like the cushy. Yeah,
Yeah.
now it's like it's synonymous with just like the big cushiony chairs that like tilt back.
Yeah.
You know, everyone.
And when you have them on the couches, do you know the couches where you have
the couches with
yeah, they're
for your
couches.
ultimate TV viewing experience.
Yes, in your beach house, which is a lovely idea. Are you going to have any sort of, I mean, I'll call it a throne room. Like, are you going to have any like official room for? You know how if you met the King of England,
you mean the bathroom?
No, never even crossed my mind. I presume you have a bathroom.
Like the Oval Office, like how there's like an Oval Office.
Yeah. You know how when you have the President of America and you'll have him meeting some other
diplomats.
Delegate, and they'll go into the room and they'll have their seats and they'll sit beside her. Or if it was the King of England, he'll have his throne.
Yeah.
Right?
That would just be my living room. Or we'd sit around the counter in the kitchen and just chit-chat.
There's no official place of this is where we meet.
Yeah, in my house.
Oh yeah, but there's no official room or anything. Like you're just saying wherever. If we're outside,
there'd be because it's wherever with we'd go if we felt like being out in the sun, we'd go sit on a couple of beach chairs and enjoy the view and have a discussion. Or if we felt like sitting inside, we would chat. Or if I'm like in the middle of drinking coffee, I'd be like, "Come hang out with me in the kitchen, and I'll make you a cup of coffee, and we'll talk."
Come hang out, or else the beach house, is that on its own, or like as in, is it just a beach and then your house and then the rest of the beach, or are you like do you have neighbors and everything like that?
I mean, there would be ample space around my house to enjoy the surroundings, but the neighbors would be walking distance because I like neighborhoods and I like to talk to people and I don't want people too far away, but also it's nice for people to have their own space, right? Yes. So they can set up whatever.
Oh yeah, you don't want to walk.
Leisure.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, but I wouldn't be like secluded from everyone. Like if anyone else wanted a place near me, I don't care.
Your country, the tiny island. Yes. What unusual list is your country top of?
Being the only island with tiny animals on it.
So you've taken all the tiny animals from every other country in this post-apocalypse?
They only grow tiny on my island. There's something magical.
Why? Is it the food?
It's just the food, the air, the environment. It's
just everything.
Everything about it. They're tiny. Maybe they're genetically modified. I don't know.
Be honest. Are the people on your island tiny as well? And there's no shade. There's no.
There could be a tiny person.
I mean, what's the average height here? Are we talking?
I mean, I don't care about height, right? It would just be like whatever is normal for that person. That would have nothing to do with it. But we would need someone, who's tall enough to reach for things if I can't. Or I could just get a step stool.
Or you could just have shelves. You could have more space out width-wise.
Oh, yeah, so you never had to reach for things.
No. You wouldn't have to.
That's true.
Like, are your buildings, I mean, that beach house, that isn't a multi-story beach house, is it? It's sprawling more than...
Yeah, I'd rather, but you're right, that's a better idea. What they call that ranch style, where it's more sprawling and not multi-levels.
Like a villa, in a way.
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Not any big buildings. Everything, it's like if you were to go to a tiny island anywhere, there's not like a huge... Like if there's a downtown, it's more like the town square, right?
Yes.
It's like a village. It's more. It feels more like a village, right, than like a city.
So, are you kind of saying that Stairs are okay, but you don't want something that requires an elevator.
Yeah, we're not going to have office buildings, right?
Yeah.
It's like nothing like a traditional downtown. I'm not outlawing stairs. I'm not saying no elevators. We're just saying let's just keep it quaint and adorable.
Not like those other Amandas over in the island of
Right.
Amanda. That's just
right.
full of office space. It's just tower block.
All it is cubicles.
Yeah, cubicles and tower block.
Skyscrapers.
What they live off of. And big, huge bags of popcorn. The massive ones.
Too big. And you have to commit to eating that whole bag of caramel
they're for
popcorn.
single use. Single use, no sharing. Yeah.
You can't have more popcorn until you finish that big bag of popcorn.
Finish that big one. Yeah, that's your breakfast. I do have bad news for you though. What are we calling your government? Like those people who are like I'm just saying senators, but
we'll just say the senators. Yeah, that's fine.
Senators are just coming to you to say, unfortunately, there's a scandal about to break out involving you, and the people are going to find out about.
Okay.
For some reason, you get to pick what the scandal is. So, what scandal do they find out about? Again, light-hearted entertainment podcast. You don't need to admit to anything too awful.
Does this have to be like a true scandal?
No, it doesn't. No, God, no. That's not probing. What's your financial information?
I would say most likely it's an embarrassing social media post.
Oh, there is social media on your island?
Yeah, because the content. There's videos, funny videos, yes.
So you posted an embarrassing video?
Right.
The people who, your senators said, look, Content Gate is getting out of hand. People are very upset by it. We figure if you go on to the #1 news show in Tiny Island to talk to the interviewer, Anderson, to explain. Kind of like, Frost Nixon, where the two of them sit down.
Yeah.
So they'd say, are you happy to do that? To sit down and talk with Anderson and explain yourself?
Can I come up with an alternative of what I would do?
Oh, you can if you want, yeah.
Yeah. Instead of doing that, I would just say, I'm going to set up a series of meetings with people where you can come to my house and we'll have like brunch together and we'll chat about it. You'll let me know what you're upset about. I'll explain the meaning behind the video. And let's talk about it. I'm not gonna have a conversation with just one news person. There's only 1,000 people on the island, so not all of them are going to be upset by it, right? So the people that are upset, I'm going to say, hey, your opinion is important to me. Let's talk about this, but let's talk about it one-on-one. They shouldn't have to go through one person to ask me questions. They should be able to ask me questions, but not in a big like arena. I don't want like 500 people, shooting questions at me. I want them, because it's easier for something to be taken out of context or for someone to say something that comes across in a way that's not kind. So instead I would just say, here's a calendar. What is that called? Where you can set up the noodles or whatever they're called. Where you're like, here's a list. It's an app that you can use to schedule on people's calendars. So I'll just be like, look, here are all the times I'm available. You pick what works for you. Come to my house, and we'll have a one-on-one.
So Mark is going to be one of the upset people.
All of America.
Mark?
Who is? Who? Mark. Oh, Mark. I thought you said America. I'm like, does America?
Yeah, all of America is upset with you.
I'm like, that's a lot of people to have over for me. Go get some more coffee.
They don't even live here and they're upset.
Right. Not allowed.
No, Mark is upset, and he did immediately sign up for the noodles or whatever the hell that was. I mean, he's a bit intimidated coming into your beach house because of all the armed guards. But when he goes into your kitchen, I mean, he just immediately gets to it and say, "Look, Amanda, thanks for everything, but I just have to ask why." And he slams his fist on the table. Why?
And I would say, because I thought it would be hilarious.
I mean,
I don't think hilarious.
I don't think. Explain to me how you find that video hilarious. Is what he'd say.
Well, then he did not do a good job of originally passing the vibe check, because.
So wait, you're blaming Mark now for coming onto the island for what you posted.
No, I'm blaming myself for not doing a good job of making sure he had a sense of humor that meshed with mine.
So there's 400 people on the island along with Mark.
Yeah.
Who don't have a sense of humor, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So
So I would say, what can I do to, what else can I do? I've apologized that it was, taken out of context. What can I do to, make the situation better?
Well, Mark is obviously saying this. I think
Yeah.
for anyone to really believe you're sorry,
Mm-hmm.
it's one thing to say, I apologize, but his concern and the other 400 is that you don't know why you're apologizing. See, that's the thing. You have to know what's wrong. So he's asking you to explain what is wrong with that video that you should have,
right.
See.
Well, we don't even, I would have to be more specific with what's on the video.
Yeah, you're going to have to be more specific.
Okay, so maybe I mooned everyone. I did a video where
How long is the video?
What?
How long was the video you posted?
It was like 10 seconds. And I mooned, and I was really excited about us being able to see the beautiful new full moon, and we were going to do it as a community. So I sent out an invitation video, and I wrote out all the information on my butt as the full moon is. I was like, come see, this is the full moon you're seeing now, but come see the real full moon tomorrow night together. And 400 people were like, oh, that's too much, Amanda.
Yeah, because
we don't want to see your moon.
But you said that, so yeah, like you said it took 10 seconds for like each person. If that's 1,000 people, that means you posted a video that was nearly 3 hours long of you just mooning every single person for 10 seconds. I mean, that's too much, Amanda. That is way too much. You can't moon every single person individually.
It was 10 seconds of video per person.
Per person, yeah. But
yeah,
for 1,000
they're
people,
saying
that's
it's
over
too much.
3 hours. We all sat there and watched this movie thinking it was the brand new Lost movie. And it was actually just you mooning.
It was just my butt.
Yeah, everyone watched that fully.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your scandal. Jesus.
I would just say, hey, if Tiny Island isn't for you, then you don't have a good sense of humor. If this is what you consider a scandal, Tiny Island people, then I don't think we're a good fit.
So if they're still upset by it, what's going to happen to them?
Then I'm gonna say, hey, Harrison Ford, can you fly out the jumbo jet and bring them to Amanda Island, the island of Amanda Misfits, because they don't seem to feel so comfortable with my funny videos, and they should just unfollow me.
So Island of Amanda Misfit now. So if you're an Amanda or you're a misfit, what you've designated as a misfit, you're banished, right?
They have designated themselves as a misfit, right? I said, if you don't want to stay on my island and watch videos of my butt, then you got to go to the island of Amanda Misfits.
Yes, you are.
It's up to you. Your choice.
And you know what? There's rumors they're thinking of leaving because there's rumors that you have a 9-hour edit coming along.
It's the director's cut, and they are right.
Zack Snyder
includes a commentary.
Yeah.
And some other special features, behind the scenes footage, and the making of. Yeah. It's true.
Rumors that the sequel is you mooning animals. And they're very concerned.
Tiny animals.
Right, so you've solved that crisis. What seemingly mundane thing is banned in Tiny Island?
I mean, besides other people named Amanda?
Oh, that's true. Besides that, yeah.
I mean, the Wiggles, obviously. No one's allowed to play the Wiggles.
Just that band.
I mean, hate crimes?
Yeah, the mundane thing. Yeah, what's seemingly mundane thing? Hate crimes. So boring. That's what I hate about hate crimes. They're boring. I have a nicer question for. Wait, Anderson was looking for. Anderson is the best news presenter in the country.
Anderson Cooper.
He can be Anderson Cooper. I just know him as Anderson
Cooper.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, Anderson. Yeah.
He's asking, "Hello, I'm Anderson. I'm just wondering. We want to set up a documentary about you because you're such a great Amanda.
Right.
As we're doing our little propaganda video, what fantastical fact will we make up about you so we can tell everyone? Like, we can make up anything we want. Just keep feeding them it and they'll believe it." So what would you like to say? I mean, you've just teleported to this year, so
right. That they can also have their own island if they'd like. That we will fully support them with an island starter kit that they can create their own island.
So we're going to say on your documentary, Amanda, the woman from Time, that you are now promising people that you will send them off to their own island full of lovely things and stuff. And
it's a tinier island, right?
Tinier island.
If they need some space, if they need some space from people, they can create their own tinier island.
And what do they have to do to get this opportunity?
They have to compete in a rap battle with me.
With you? God, this is like the devil with a violin. You're like the best at rap battles, I assume, right?
I am. I'm so good. Right. I'm so good at rap battles. But anyone can have their tinier island.
I'm immediately regretting this, but right, let's hit it. Mark is up first.
Okay.
He never left. I mean,
all right. Does it have to be an original? Does it have to be original, or can I?
Do you think
whatever I want?
Yeah, she think I'll know what.
All right. You just want me to rap? I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm doing it as well.
Okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. I rock the house party at the drop of a hat, y'all. Beat a biter down with aluminum bat. The people, they be jonesing just to hear me rock the mic. Baby standing at the radio, staying up all nights like a pimp. I'm pimping. Got boat to eat shrimping. Bust my leg because I'm B-boy limping. Got arrested at the Mardi Gras for jumping off the float. My man MCA's got a beard like a billy goat. Whoop, whoop. It's a disco called MCA. Getting roped, y'all. Routines I bust and the rhymes I write. Busting routines and rhymes all night. So that's just a little bit from a Beastie Boys song.
Okay.
That's Beastie Boys. You know the Beastie Boys, though.
Yes,
I know you don't know Bob Dylan, but do you know?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I do know the Beastie
Boys.
Kevin. Yes, I know him. I've heard of him.
I just don't understand how you don't know Bob Dylan.
Well, I do know. I just don't know the songs off by heart. Give me a song there from him, and I'll know it.
Beastie Boy song?
No, Bob Dylan. What songs has he done?
Oh, but we've established I don't like Bob Dylan, so I can't even. I mean,
no, but I've heard of him. Like a Rolling Stone, I've heard of that.
70s.
I've heard of Beastie Boys.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Beastie Boys sample Bob Dylan. That's the only time I like Bob Dylan is when the Beastie Boys sample him.
So Mark is a bit of shock, and it just says, I'm Mark's Amanda, and I'm here to say, Harrison, get the plane. I'm out of here, okay? And then he just leaves.
Yeah, bye, Mark. See ya.
Yeah, off to the island of Amanda Misfits.
Don't let the tiny rhino hit you in the butt on your way out.
Why would a tiny rhino do that? Are you sending rhinos after people? Charging?
No.
Seems a bit cruel, but yeah. You're attack rhinos.
Look, the tiny attack rhinos have a mind of their own. I can't control them. They're free roaming.
What animals can you control?
I mean, look, you can pretty much domesticate anything with food.
Like Mark.
Not Mark, obviously, cannot be domesticated and needs to leave the island.
Right, he's out of here. Right.
And his freestyle rapping skills are subpar. So, bye, Mark.
Hey, it's the best I'll ever do. Just, on that island of Amanda Misfits, like, they are full-on cannibals.
Ooh, yikes.
Do you feel
do they have good... Do I feel like what?
I mean, do you feel like you have any responsibility to cause that?
I mean, I would ship over some condiments, I guess. So they at least can be cannibals with some flavor added on to that.
Jesus. Okay. But they're only tiny packs and they hate that. The popcorn.
Tiny ketchup packages that are really hard to open.
Oh, I hate them.
Like all the ones that we couldn't open. Like, when you just get frustrated and you move on to the next tiny ketchup packet.
Do you use your teeth?
Send those off to them. Yes. Sometimes I've used scissors.
Oh, yeah. A friend of ours uses them. She'd obviously use a bottle of ketchup or whatever as well. But do you know if she has chips or fries, America, right?
Yeah.
She will grab one fry, and I appreciate that people aren't going to see this, but I'll do this on Zoom. She'll grab one fry, so she has it like that in her hands, and then she'll get the ketchup and pour it across, and then, she won't, put a blob of ketchup on the side of a plate and then dip them in. And she will go one by one.
I see what she's doing. She's trying to have control. She's trying to have control
of her life
over the amount of ketchup that goes on it. She's trying to create a perfect bite. No, because it's probably too much. It's probably too much ketchup to French fry ratio if she dips. So
is she allowed on the island then? Yeah.
Yeah, she can. She can be on the island. I like her style.
Fair enough.
She's got opinions. She's got strategies.
She's a strong, independent woman. Not letting any man tell her
And
to
I
dip.
like French fries. I love French fries.
I'm a French fry fan as well.
I just love French fries so much.
Yeah.
Any sort of fried potato is delicious in all of its forms. This is basically my Facebook feed is my island.
Right. Okay. Think of it like, okay.
I've cultivated it in a certain way. I might have to snooze you. If I have to snooze you, you're going, basically that's the island of Misfit Amandas.
Oh, okay. So your snoozing is you're being punted onto the plane with Harrison and sent over. That's all Harrison does now, right? He doesn't even act. He just pilots Misfits.
He's our one pilot.
Right. Actually, just in other news, the island of Amanda Misfits is now being renamed Freedom Island by all of them cannibals.
Oh no, they cannot. Oh, they've renamed it Freedom Island. Okay.
Yeah, themselves. Yeah.
They did not rename the tiny island though.
No, they call ye Bastard Island. To be honest.
Well, they can call us whatever they want. They can call themselves whatever they want. We know what the real name is. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's fine. Do you want another fun bit of news coming into your email?
Yeah.
Somehow, there is actually, before I ask this, what would be your favorite movie? I suppose favorite franchise.
Okay, I can say a franchise.
Yeah.
Okay, this is hard because, like, these questions of what is your favorite movie, book, television show, song, it just changes depending on how I'm feeling. But there's certain movies that I can watch over and over again. One is the Indiana Jones franchise.
Yes.
Therefore, you know why Harrison Ford is my old man crush and on my own private pilot on my island. But also, this movie I'm going to say is one of those movies that the first time you watch it, you're like, this is the dumbest movie. The second time you watch it, you're like, this is so stupid. Why am I watching it again? And then you found yourself watching it 20 times and memorizing all the lines and quoting it. And that is Zoolander. I can watch Zoolander. Yes.
Yes.
Zoolander. I mean, I love Zoolander. It is such a great, terrible movie.
Yeah.
And there was a time where we have this network called TBS, and this was like before streaming, but it was like on all the time on TBS, and I was like always watching it, always. And my kids love it. They quote it.
What is this? A building for ants? What is that?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
You derelict my balls. Yeah.
But the news I have for you is that somehow a movie studio is still alive and well in the year 2723, and they would like you to play a cameo in the latest Indiana Jones.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, would you play yourself or would you play a fictional character?
Oh, I would play a fictional character.
Yeah?
Yeah, Amanda doesn't make sense inside that Indiana Jones world.
Well, the very basic plot is that Indiana Jones is now in the future, so that's what we were going with.
Oh yeah, I would be his probably. Oh gosh, I would definitely be the protagonist. You know.
Oh, you're not going evil villain, no.
No.
Okay.
No. I want to be likable in life, and I'm not going to play a bad guy in a movie. Play a good guy.
So you're going to be? Are you basically saying that you're going to be his love interest?
Oh, I don't want to make out with old man Harrison Ford. I want to make out with 40-something Harrison Ford. So can we make him young?
We can make him look young. I don't know. Can we? I mean, we can slather on as much makeup as we can on him.
No, he would be like in the scenario. I'd be more like his granddaughter. I'd be his daughter. You know.
Okay, so you're his daughter.
I'd be his daughter.
I tell you what, I presume you're going to be like a very intelligent character then. You're going to be like a professor or something as well, right?
Yes.
For archaeology.
Yes.
Yeah, we can say action on that. So if you notice, I suppose you're teaching a class, you might notice a government agent who at the end of the class is like, hey, what's your name?
Amanda Jones.
Amanda Jones, right. Yeah, Amanda Jones. I don't know why you said it like that, but Amanda Jones. I'm Agent Leo. Need to speak to you about your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't seem
Oh,
interested. Sorry.
What do you need? What do you need to know? We haven't seen my dad in 3 years.
Oh, well, that's the problem. We
That's how they
haven't
all
seen him in
begin.
10.
Someone's missing. We got to
We
find
think
him.
we think he's lost in the future looking for alien stuff. Something like that. Would you be interested in going into the future? This might turn into Stargate, if I'm honest. But
anything to find my dad.
well, actually, we change our mind. We can't let a civilian go into the future. It may be too dangerous. But can you tell
Nothing's
us
too dangerous for Amanda Jones.
what do you mean by that? You have a criminal record, I see. What? Can you explain this last bit?
Yes, I'm a double agent.
For who?
So that's a made up so
What?
I could get on the inside. I don't really. I was arrested for a video I did.
Right.
Where I was mooning the community.
The Queen of England.
Yeah, she didn't like it.
All right, is that what?
It's because my butt's cuter than hers, and she just got jealous.
She can't handle that. She's a very.
She
petty
just got so jealous of my cute butt. She was like, "We gotta arrest her, put her in the tower."
Jesus, she's recently passed.
Whatever. It's not
okay.
my fault.
Yeah, that's true.
Or she got banished to the island of Misfit Amandas.
Amanda Jones, we don't believe it's your fault, but we're going to go into the future. We're going to find him, but we just want to make sure he's the right person. Is there anything you can tell us? Any personal detail? Anything that we can say to him? Is this true? And then he'll be like, yes. And we're like, oh, that's him. That's Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Anything that happened in your childhood?
Yeah. You can ask him about the name of our pet mini cow, and he will know.
Your pet mini cow. And the name, of course, so we know is?
Liam Neeson.
Oh, actually, sorry, I just realized I thought it was a sheep called Lamb Neeson.
Oh, that'd be even better.
Nice. Okay, Liam Neeson. Are we getting Liam Neeson to play the miniature cow in the flashback?
The voice.
Yeah.
The voice of kind of like a Babe, Pig in the Pig movie. Yeah.
Actually, that sounds like a much better movie. I think we just stay with that. Fuck Harrison Ford in the future.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm in Babe, Pig in the City, and I'm the farmer.
You're the farmer looking after Liam Neeson / Tiny Cow.
Yeah.
Welcome to Indiana Jones 6.
The worst movie. The worst movie ever.
Yeah, there's very little Harrison Ford. Just back on Tiny Island. There's a little bit of bad news we have to sort out before we.
There seems to be a lot of bad news, by the way.
In fairness, if you're running
I feel like we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and you've got the dice, and I don't get to roll it, and you're making things up. This is like when I used to play Pokemon with my kid. This is when I used to play Pokemon cards with my kid. He didn't know any rules. He would make up the card game. I always lost. There was always bad news, and that's what's happening. I'm feeling a little triggered.
Would you like? I can't hand you, but yes, if you'd like dice, you can roll it. If you have,
I don't. It's okay. I don't have dice.
What would you like to do
on my island?
Yeah, like what's your fun thing?
No, tell me what the bad news is, and then we'll go.
No. Hey, I don't want to make you. You're the ruler here. So yeah, no, whatever you want. It's a free.
So much bad news. Sometimes it's just your perspective on it. One person's, if there's bad news, I'm going to say this: whatever the bad news is, we're making it into a podcast.
Do you organize to assure citizens you are in total control of your country?
We would do a whole album of the dinner parties I have, where people are coming over, we're having a great time, and we're all getting along. We're on the beach, we're playing games.
And that's your new podcast?
No, this is if something goes wrong, we just turn it into a funny story on the podcast about Tiny Island.
Yeah, so that was on. It wasn't even bad news, really. It was just saying that a lot of people weren't really happy that, there was 1,000 people on the island. There could have been 10 million, but you said, no, get those asshats out of here. Then you remove 400, so now it's down to 600 people. And they're like,
Let's be clear. They decide they made their consequences to people's actions. And so they decided to leave. They had the opportunity to stay, and they didn't like their options, so they went to the island of Misfit Amandas.
Again, I'll give you the option. If you want to do anything, I will roll a dice to see how well it turns out. But
okay.
I can also give you another question. I do have a dice, yeah, I found
it. Give me another question. Give me another question.
I'll give you another question. Just have news there. We just looked out across to the island of Amanda Misfits. They have a big old mountain on their island.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They have a huge sticker, massive sticker they're after putting up on it with a big arrow sign pointed towards your beach house, saying Bastard Island. And then they have another massive sticker on the other side of the mountain saying, welcome to Free Amanda Island, the island of Free Amandas. Oh, are you okay with that? You're not. Oh, and they're blasting out the Wiggles day and night.
Oh. Yeah. I would make a t-shirt out of that, and I'd wear it to show people that I didn't care.
A t-shirt out of the Wiggles?
No, out of like the sticker, the mountain with the sticker on it.
So you'd go over and take the sticker?
No, I would take a picture of the sticker.
Okay.
And I'd put it on a t-shirt. I'd put it on a t-shirt, and I'd be like, look at this, and it's hilarious.
So now the 600 people who are left are watching Amanda walk around with a t-shirt that just says Bastard Island on it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well handled. I'll give you that. Right. They're a bit, I think the people are a little bit concerned at this point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I do have a final question, but yes, I have been throwing out those questions. If there is something you would like to, I need to get this done.
Yes.
What would you go for? What would your big policy be?
Is that people learn not to overcook vegetables.
Forced education on how to cook vegetables properly.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Don't burn them.
Are you doing that just for your island?
Don't over-season them. We would have mandatory lessons by Gordon Ramsay.
Right.
And he would teach us all how to properly roast vegetables.
It kind of feels like your island, there's only 1,000 people, 600 left, but a lot of them are probably like very famous celebrities. And Mark used to be there.
I mean, when I tell you I watch a lot of television, I do, and I kind of feel like some of those people are my best friends. So this would be my best friend.
They really know. They really understand me.
I do know them. They like me.
I'm going to roll this dice to see how well everyone does.
Okay.
Oh, people have burnt every single vegetable, and they're now hungry and have started a riot.
Oh, man.
That was a 2, by the way, so I'm not just making
it up. That's bad. That's bad. I think something's wrong with your app.
Could be, because every roll I've done is a 1. It's another one.
Your app is out to get me. Maybe it can only go as high as 2.
No, it is working. 14, 16.
I don't know. Sometimes it depends on a scale of 1 to 10. Sometimes 1 is the best and 10 is the worst. So I think you got to change your perspective.
I mean, there is still a riot, though. Outside.
Is it a riot? Or is it a party where people are just expressing their feelings?
Well, they're hungry and now blaming you for not teaching them correctly, and now they want to come into your house and steal all your food. So,
well, I would say I have an extra freezer with a lot of leftovers in it from all the potlucks we've had where people brought way too much food. So we're going to cook it up and we're going to have a big party. And then I'm going to tell Gordon Ramsay he's doing a terrible job of teaching people how to roast vegetables. And I'm saying, you know what, Gordon, I think maybe it's your technique and maybe you're not nice enough to people while you're teaching them. Who wants to learn from Gordon Ramsay when he is yelling at them? And I think that was the heart of the issue, is that they didn't learn because it was Gordon Ramsay and they were just, and he leads by fear.
And they have ripped him limb from limb now that you've set them on him. So
sorry, Gordon.
Right. Yeah.
Awkward for everyone.
Yeah, killed Gordon Ramsay.
So we'll bring in Bobby Flay. I don't know. We'll bring in someone else. Emerald. Bam.
You have 599 people left, and just to say it, 400 of them have went, oh, okay, we're getting food out of your beach house. Wait a minute. You have an extra freezer that has enough space to hold all the extra food that we had brought you over the year.
Yeah, because casseroles can feed a lot of people. People love casseroles.
But that is a massive freezer.
Yeah,
so now they just think you are, You have so much wealth, you must have. So yeah, they're still unhappy with you, even though now you've just fed your enemies. So
yeah,
Harrison has the plane ready. If you want to get out of here, that's fine. Do you want to just remove them, get them out of here?
No, I want to try and make them happy. I don't want them to leave. Let's try
They
and make
full
this
on
work.
want you gone.
They want me dead?
Oh, they want you out of here. Yeah, off to the island of misfits.
Oh, well, no. I would just go to one of the tinier islands that I promised them at the beginning of our journey and start anew and start afresh with just like my family.
Just your family. Harrison, can he come too?
Yeah, Harrison's welcome.
Yeah, so it's just you, Harrison, and your family. That's and right. Harrison will do all the hunting, gathering, everything else.
He's my buddy. Yeah.
So yeah, Harrison, nobody else, just him.
Just him and my fam.
So you've created any new name for that island? No, you're just not going anywhere near that.
No, because it's people don't even know it's there, so we're not naming it.
Where is it? Is that somewhere far?
On the other side of New Zealand.
Yes.
Or it's actually just New Zealand.
You're going to try and sneak onto New Zealand. Yeah, we'll say that.
We now just live on New Zealand. Yeah, we got it.
No, it worked out okay, except, there's 2 islands that hate you now.
The best part is that the Shire is still intact.
Yes.
And that's where we settle.
So you settle in the Shire.
Yeah.
In the little house and door and...
Yes. And you know what the biggest surprise is that the hobbits are real and they're all there and they welcome us. And that's how it ends.
And Harrison go find Ian McKellen. That'd be nice. Huh?
That's right.
Harrison
ends up being a wizard.
You are the first person who's had to, really flee for your life.
I blame your dice.
The dice affect you. I might have to introduce a dice for everyone now. Yeah, you're the first dice rolling decision. Yeah, you didn't even get to name an heir for your island.
They're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah,
you know?
Screw them. They didn't.
Yeah.
You think they didn't appreciate you?
That's right. They didn't know how good they had it.
No. Okay, that's the end of the once known tiny island that became Bastard Island. The much larger island of Amanda Misfits, and in the unknown, the Shire, for Amanda Marks. That's it. Well done. You didn't kill everyone, at least, and you survived.
I didn't mean to. Gordon Ramsay, he was just that was his fault.
Yeah, but you did willingly send people off practically to their death onto that island with nothing there.
That's true.
I take some responsibility. Can I ask now, Amanda? But just Amanda Marks, not Tyrant Amanda. Okay. Do you have any social media or anything that you want to plug?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, I do have a podcast. I host a weekly comedic storytelling podcast with my sister, Allison, and it is called Sis and Tell, and you can find it wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can go to sisandtell.com. And I am on social media everywhere, just under Mall of Amanda. So MALL of Amanda. You can find me on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. Just look me up.
Yay. Yes, and that is pretty much the end of this podcast episode. This is the Tyrant In Training podcast, of course, and I'm on loads of different social media as well. And we are going to come back with another episode probably next week. I haven't figured out yet how often this will happen. But thanks everyone for listening, and we'll be back. Thanks, Amanda, as well.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
Bye.